Hey kids, welcome back to our series called Game Over. In this series, we're looking at many situations in the Bible which things looked really bad. Like it was game over, but God came through and brought the victory. This series is teaching us about some of the most incredible comeback stories in the Bible. Before we get started, I have a question for you. Have you ever tried to do something but you found out it was just too hard? Maybe you tried to pick up your big brother or throw someone in the pool, but they were just too heavy. Maybe you tried conquering a video game, but you kept getting stuck on the same level every time. What is something that you've tried to do, but it turned out to be too hard for you? We aren't perfect, so there are some things we just can't do. Some things are just too hard for us, but guess who there is nothing too hard for? That's right, God. God can handle any situation no matter how bad it is or how hard it is. Now I want you to keep that in mind as you check out this video.
Okay, I think I have everything in place. I sure hope the science project goes well. Oh, here comes the judge.
Well, I hope you're ready. What is your science project, young lady?
It's a volcano, sir. Ma'am, Your Honor.
I'll be the judge of that. Now show me.
Okay, here it is. My volcano.
Don't say that.
Hey, where did you come from?
Don't worry about that. What has you so upset?
Well, you're standing in it.
No, the floor really is lava.
Ha ha, very funny. I'm gonna get an F on this project, you know.
I don't know, as a matter of fact.
What do you mean? My volcano exploded all over the judge. It's clearly game over for my science project.
You'd think so, but everyone knows that it's never game over as long as God is involved.
What do you mean?
Well, there are so many stories in the Bible of how God stepped in and turned things around. He even raised someone from the dead. So, do you think he can handle your situation?
Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Well, you should, because never forget, God is able to do the impossible. Hey, look who's coming.
Oh, hello, Judge. I'm so sorry about earlier.
Sorry? Don't be sorry, young lady. This is the most powerful volcano I have ever seen at a science fair. I am awarding you first place.
Did you hear that? First place!
I sure did. You should know that God will always come through when it seems like it's game over.
He sure will.
Well, it's time for you to get into your lesson today about a widow in the Bible who thought it was game over. She'd lost her husband and was attending the funeral for her son. But lucky for her, Jesus showed up and changed everything. This is Game Boy, signing off.
It's not so fun when things are too hard for us, huh? It can be super frustrating. Sometimes we think that our situation is so bad that not even God can fix it. But as you will learn from the story of the widow's son, Jesus is not limited by things that we are limited by. His power is greater than anything, and we have to trust him and trust his timing. Today we are going to learn that there is nothing too hard for God. But right now, it's time to find out what you gotta know.
What you gotta know? What you gotta know? What you gotta know? What you gotta know?
Hey there, kids. I'm Big Ray, and I'm here to tell you what you gotta know. Today, we're learning there is nothing too hard for God. So every time today you hear somebody ask you what you gotta know, you tell them, there is nothing too hard for God. But what about a rock? Is that too hard? No. What about a bowling ball? Is that too hard? No. What about an anvil? Oh, what? No, not even an anvil. What about Stop, no. Nothing is too hard for God. I'm not talking about how solid or firm something is. I'm talking about how difficult it is. Nothing is too difficult for God. No matter what you face, God is able to take care of you. So every time today you hear somebody ask you what you gotta know, you tell them, there is nothing too hard for God. That right there is what you gotta know. I'm Big Ray, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
What you gotta know.
It's me, Carl, and I'm here at Taco Bill's. It's my favorite restaurant. The problem is, I'm always getting things mixed up with people's order, and I'm always getting things mixed up with the power verse too. So, I'm gonna need your help getting it all unscrambled. Let's take a look, y'all. Everything is 1027B with Mark. God possible. See, I told y'all this was mixed up. Kind of like the time I pressed the wrong buttons on the cash register and someone's order came out as a Worcestershire waffle. It wasn't good and it ain't funny. I gotta stop mixing stuff up, especially the power verse. Y'all help me get this thing straightened out. Here we go. Everything is 1027B. Hold up, that ain't right. Which word do y'all think is out of place here? Yep, let's move 1027B over to the side. Everything is blank with Mark. God possible. Okay, this thing is jumbled up real bad. Do you think maybe one of these words should be the book of the Bible for the scripture reference? Which one should we move over, y'all? That's right, Mark. I bet the scripture reference is Mark 1027B, don't y'all? Yep. Let's move them other two words to the side and put Mark 1027B right there. Now, let's reread this verse and see where to put those two words. Everything is blank with blank. Now, it can only be one of two options. Everything is God with possible, or everything is possible with God. What do y'all think? That's right. Everything is possible with God. Whew, that's it. That's the whole enchilada. Let's try saying it all together now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Everything is possible with God. Mark 1027B. Hot dog. Now let's make sure we can remember it so we don't mix it up in our brains later on. Let's read it one more time on the count of 3. Stand up with me and say it loud. 1, 2, 3. Everything is possible with God. Mark 1027B. Great job, boys and girls. Now, I have got to get back to the register. We just added a hot new menu item and I've got to start selling the pickle tostadas. It's gonna be a good time, so get to some. This is Carl from Taco Bill saying bye-bye, y'all.
Today's Bible story is found in the book of Luke, chapter 7. Jesus had been doing what he often did, teaching a large group of people about the amazing love of God. As they entered into the city of Nain, they noticed a large group of people coming towards them. And these people, they were heading to a funeral. They were carrying the body of a young man who had just died. His mother was a widow, and her husband had died sometime earlier. And now she was all alone. Her son was all that she had, and now he was dead. It was clear to everyone around them that this situation was game over. Jesus walked up to the funeral and spoke to the widow. "Don't cry," Jesus said to the widow. "Don't cry?" Did Jesus actually tell the mother of a young man who had just died, "Don't cry"? How can a woman whose son died not cry at a time like this? It almost seemed as if Jesus was uncaring. But the truth is, Jesus had a plan. Jesus told the people who were carrying the body of the dead young man to set him down. When they did, Jesus walked over to the body, laid hands on the young man, and said, "Get up." Immediately, the boy took a deep breath. He opened his eyes and sat up. The young man was no longer dead. He was alive. His mother began to shout for joy, and the people began to cheer. She thought it was over for her son, and she thought that there was no way that she would ever see him alive again. But Jesus had other plans. He proved that day, nothing is too hard for God. Today, you're going to learn all about this in your lesson. You're going to learn that even when it seems like everything is over and it's just impossible to go on, Jesus can always show up and turn things around. That is something that we should never forget.
Everything is possible with God. Mark 10:27b.
How many of you love to watch football? I know I do. Have you ever been to a football game or watched a football game where the losing team came in from behind to win? You know, the team was down by several points and there was only a few minutes left or even seconds to play. It seemed like the game was basically over. Then out of nowhere, the home team scores. Then they score again. In the final seconds, they score the winning touchdown and the crowd goes wild. They thought it was game over, but the home team pulled off a miracle. Well, it might not have been a miracle. It could have been a really cool win though, right? But in our Bible story today, we definitely learned about a true miracle that happened when there seemed to be a game over for someone. That young man was already dead. The mom felt like it was over. She had lost him. But she soon found out that Jesus had other plans. Do you remember how it happened? The woman felt all alone. She was walking through the streets on her way to her son's funeral. She was more sad than she had ever been in her whole life. She had already lost her husband, and now she had lost her son as well. It seemed like things couldn't possibly get any worse, right? It was bad. But Jesus saw her from across the street, and he saw that pain in her eyes, and he approached her, this mother. Do you know what that teaches us, kids?
At your worst moment, Jesus sees you. You might be facing the worst situation of your life. You might be full of more sadness than you have ever felt in your entire life. You may feel more alone than you have ever felt. But even in your worst moment, Jesus sees you. He saw that mother, and he sees you. He knows exactly where you are. You may feel like Jesus is far away, but he is right beside you. He sees and knows exactly what you're going through. Not only that, but
Jesus knows the pain you feel. He knows how sad you are. Do you remember what he did with the mother who had lost her son? He walked over, took her hand, and said, "Don't cry." He knew she felt like her whole world was shattered. He knew she felt like she was all alone. He knew that she thought it was game over. But he also knew something she didn't know. He knew what was about to happen. He knew.
No matter how bad it seems, it's never too late. Just when the mother thought it was too late, Jesus raised her son from the dead. 1 minute before Jesus showed up, the mother was going through the saddest moment of her life. 1 moment after Jesus showed up, she was experiencing the happiest moment of her life. Her son was no longer dead. He was alive. No matter what you are going through today, Jesus can completely change the situation. 1 minute before Jesus shows up, you may be sick. The next minute, you are completely well. 1 minute before, you may be full of sadness. 1 minute later, Jesus fills you with joy. It may seem like it's all over and never going to change, but you must always remember it's never game over when God is involved.
Stop everything. What you gotta know.
welcome back. My name's Devontae, this is Jessica, this is Danielle, and this is Monique. Why am I holding a microphone? Because this is a show and they're gaming, therefore it's a game show. And as your host, I have a microphone. All right, are you ladies ready to play this video game?
Yeah!
this is our rewind review, and we have 10 levels, and if you can beat level 10, then you are the winners of the rewind review.
Okay.
Ready.
All right.
Okay, first level. What you gotta know?
Nothing.
Too hard. Forgot.
nothing's too hard for God.
Yeah.
Nothing's too hard for God.
Correcto mundo. Number 2, level 2. Why was the mother in our Bible story sad?
Because her son died.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, we are now on level 3. Level 3. What did Jesus tell the mother not to do?
Cry.
Yep. Cry.
Yep.
Not to cry.
Correct. Okay, we are on level 4. What?
Super confident.
Okay.
Okay, don't get too confident, ma'am. All right, what happened to the young man when Jesus spoke to him?
His eyes opened and he came alive.
Yeah, he came alive. Yes.
Correct! Okay, he came alive. Next question, next level. We are almost halfway through. Who else in the woman's family had died?
The father.
her husband.
Yeah.
Her husband.
What is the final answer?
Her
Her
husband.
husband.
They said her husband, and that is correct. You guys are doing a great job working as a team. Do you guys need a break?
Yes.
Okay, press pause. And we're back. Okay. Okay, we're back. Press play. We are on number 6. Was the mother happy when her son came alive? Yes. Some would say obvious answer. Yes is the correct answer. Number level 7. According to our lesson today, at your worst moment, Jesus blank you.
Sees? He sees you.
Is it C?
It is C's, Danielle. Wow, the ladies are doing a great job. All right, level 8. It's getting hard, so I need you guys to really level in those thumbs of yours. Okay, according to our lesson today, Jesus knows the blank you feel.
The pain.
Yeah, I think it's the pain. That sounds
Yeah,
right.
I
That
think
We
sounds
think
right.
it's the pain,
yes.
and that is correct. Okay, this is our second to last level, level 9. According to our lesson today, no matter how bad it seems, it's never blank.
Too late. It's never too late.
It is never too late. Bonus point if you can spell the word "to" in this context.
Yep.
T and O-O.
T-O-O. Great job. Last question, level 10. This is the boss round. Are you ladies ready?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Where was our power verse found?
Mark?
Mark is his name, correct?
10. Mark 10.
Yep.
27B.
27B. Oh, B. Okay.
27B, meaning the second half of the verse of 27, and that is correct.
Yeah!
Ladies, you guys, you did a great job. Y'all did a great job, and as a reward, you can have these sunglasses. I'm just kidding, they're mine. Hopefully you guys were paying attention and you guys beat the boss level 2, and that is our rewind review. See you next time.
We've been talking about this series called Game Over, and I feel like today's lesson is the one that truly was a game over. I mean, someone died, and yet, look what God did. I mean, Jesus has the power to literally defeat death. And even in that moment when that mother is at such a desperate place in this story, God did something through Jesus, and it changed everything. You know, it can change for you too. So stick with us because we got some more game over situations where Jesus did something, or God, depending on if we're in the Old Testament or New Testament, something amazing. So stay tuned.